Good afternoon. We're Pete and Ethel Nelson, and while we are now residents of Duluth, we were longtime residents in the Minnetonka School District. We moved from Colorado Springs to Minnetonka in 1978 and later to Excelsior in 1987. We have 3 children and they all graduated from Minnetonka High School. We are both honored and pleased to introduce our oldest daughter, Anna, to you as the 2015 recipient of the Minnetonka Alumni Award.
Anna started school in Colorado Springs when she was 4.5 years old. We were in a year-round school system, and that was the slot she was placed in. She started school in June. She knew her first day should have been so special, but when it arrived, the teacher was walking in the door for the first time along with the brand new students. The city was growing by 10,000 people a month. Needless to say, her morning was not going well. She came home, went to her room, threw herself on the bed, and over we heard, "This isn't the way it's supposed to be." We moved in December of that year to Minnetonka. Her 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Chambers at Groveland Elementary, was a defining year for Anna. We took a family trip to Disney World, and her assignment for missing class was to write about her favorite experience. She didn't hesitate and chose to write a Minnetonka 5-paragraph essay on Spaceship Earth. It is the history of communication throughout time. Mrs. Chambers loved it and expressed her pleasure in front of Anna's classmates by reading it aloud. It was a defining moment for Anna. Anna was a writer, and the writing was about communication. In junior high, we got a call from Kitty Dawson, the Wings coordinator at the junior high school. Anna had qualified for the Wings program and opened her world to amazing opportunities and new friendships. Those classmates are lifelong friends. And when Anna was a baby, I had made a hanging for her wall. There are only 2 lasting bequests we can hope to give our children. One is roots, the other wings.
In high school, Mr. Ringstead nominated Anna for Rotary International's Camp Enterprise held on Lake Independence. She didn't want to go, but she did. After the weekend, she loved it. It was another defining moment. We were going to be moving as a family to France at the time Anna graduated. Anna was applying to colleges, and her mother said, "We need to all be living on the same continent." She was accepted at the American University of Paris. The war came up, and we did not move, but she did. We had made arrangements for someone to pick her up and take her to the orientation on the following Monday. Instead, they just dropped her off at some place in Paris. As Anna described it, it was like going to historic Fort Snelling. We called her 8 times that day and offered a ticket home. She didn't come home until 22 years later. I managed to see her 10 times that year. She said at the end of that year, "You don't have to see me every time, Dad." I think I saw her more that year than I saw her all the time she was in high school. Anna was working for CBS News in Paris and was in charge of the office the week that Lady Princess Diana died. Much later, she and a co-worker put a hole and a camera in her purse. They went and interviewed the bartender at the Hotel Ritz where Anna had been before the accident. Later, the footage appeared on 60 Minutes, and Anna was a co-producer of the program. When Anna embarked on an assignment, her mother would always ask, "Anna, is it safe to be going to the Philippines?" She stated that nothing had happened there for many years. Her mother said, "Email us when you get there." 2 weeks later, the phone rang at 3 a.m. and it's Anna. She said, "I have to tell you because you're going to hear it anyway. 3 colleagues have been taken hostage into the jungle." It was our turn to say, "That's not how it's supposed to be." Then there was the time she was being shelled while in Gaza. The journalist could not get out. Again, it wasn't supposed to be that way. For me, being invited to the TEDx RC² events in Switzerland was a favorite memory. Anna had planned and organized what could be described as the Academy Awards for Humanitarians, where they were able to share their personal stories. Many of these were selected for rebroadcast on TED Radio. Anna, thank you for sharing your world with us. We have lived vicariously many times, but today we honor you. There is a theme. This is not supposed to be how it is. And through you, Anna, and other humanitarians, it doesn't have to be that way.
Nelson Mandela said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Thank you, Minnetonka Schools, for helping to make all the difference.
First of all, thank you very much for this recognition. I, too, am honored and humbled by it. If there's one thing that I've learned in living and working abroad, it's this. Intelligence, curiosity, and talent are universal, but opportunity is not. I've met young people across the globe, from the valleys of northwest Pakistan to the islands of the southern Philippines, from a hut in Mali to a detention center in Mexico. And the thing I've learned is that education holds the key to fighting one's way out of poverty, to changing not only political systems, but minds. Education holds the key to success, but learning depends on access, resources, and opportunity, all of which are sadly lacking in so many parts of the world, including here in the US. My travels have made me realize just how lucky I was to be born into circumstances that allowed me to live an educated life. From being raised by a mother who was a talented, imaginative teacher who indulged my every learning desire, and a father who adores books, who read to me and instilled in me a similar love for the written word, I was marinated in knowledge and creativity from the day I was born. And that was cultivated here in Minnetonka. I had wonderful teachers who recognized early on that I had a gift for storytelling. They encouraged and fostered that gift. How lucky was I to have teachers like Mrs. Crave, who's here today for first grade, and Mrs. Chambers in fourth grade, and teachers like Mr. Dorfman in junior high, and Mrs. Larson, and Mr. and Mrs. Skoy, Mr. Gullner, Mr. Ringstad, and Mrs. Trombley here at MHS. Like my parents, they believed in me. They helped me find my voice and instilled in me a desire to know and do more. Whether it was writing for breezes, singing at the top of the Sears Tower, spending a weekend debating, or taking a school trip to Washington, D.C. Thank you, Mr. Frazier. Boy, talk about opportunity. There's one thing that Minnetonka gave me that is also crucial to success, and that was a community. I met some of the smartest, funniest, and most delightful people I've ever known here in Minnetonka. Our idea of fun on a Friday night was to not get caught pushing each other up and down the aisles of Cub Foods in a shopping cart. We went running in Carver Park, we worked summer jobs at Lightly Epicurean or Perkins, and we spent our time off diving into Christmas Lake and watching the sunset over Smithtown Bay. We made each other laugh, and one of my most cherished things is my friendship with so many of them, and several are here today. To this day, the conversations and the laughter pick up as easily as if it was 25 years ago. My hope for any student in Minnetonka who has just started first grade, seventh grade, their freshman year, is that they too will have the same opportunities, that they will have wonderful teachers and develop lifelong friendships. Because I know that if I hadn't had those things, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. Thank you.